Okay, I guess you can hear me now. Excellent. Now, so like I said, what we want to start from where we stopped at the last session, where we discussed payroll administration from start to finish. Now, the slide, the Excel file you are seeing here is a payroll file. Now, this payroll file contains the monthly payroll, which is this sheet. So this payroll is for November, the month of November, Queen and Queens Limited. Queen and Queen Limited. Now, this is the annual payroll sheet. It's an Excel file. This is the version that goes to the bank. This is the pay slip. And this pay slip, we already know what pay slips are. So most of this, all these things are automated. And you must have received a copy of this. If not, we'll still send it to you if you request. So this is the pay slip. And it's automated such that if you change this, the number here, let's call this a staff ID. The data on the payslip will change along with it. It's designed to be automated using macros if you want. So you can explore that on your own. So this is so. What we are doing now is the tail end of payroll towards the year end, where everybody, all the taxpayers will now need to file their returns. Either you as an employer, you file returns, or as an employee, your employer will file your returns. Then if you are self-employed also, you file your returns. So payroll administration is governed by the Personal Income Tax Act as amended. Now, we also have the Finance Act that have made some modifications to some key issues. So we will not drag that because we, as accountants, we already know that. So at the year end, for you to file your returns, what I mean is this: a company employing several human beings will need to deduct tax in line with the Personal Income Tax Act. Now, after deducting this tax and remitting on a month-by-month basis, at the year end, the law expects you to file returns. Its return is more like a summary of what you have done from January to December. So it's called returns. Now, the company will be remitting the pay tax on monthly basis on or before 10th of the subsequent month when the salary is, the deduction was made. That is the rule. So we expect that if you pay that, if you do that deduction and you remit accordingly, you'll be avoiding penalties and interest. Now, so at the end of the year, before 31st January of the next year, of the subsequent year, you are expected to file your pay tax returns. Then for self-employed or owners of business name, landlords, or just anyone that runs his own personal business should be filing what we call self-assessment. And it's done through direct assessment method. So, but there's a form known as a self-assessment form, which we're also going to send to you. You need to use it to file for direct assessment. Now that direct assessment, you compute all the taxes due and also remit. So let's start from the company filing for the returns for the staff. Now, for you to do that, you need to bring your payroll, month-by-month payroll together. You need to consolidate everything. What I mean consolidate, I mean for each individual staff in your organization, you need to sum up all their allowances, salaries and allowances that you pay them from January to December. Some of your staff will start midway. Maybe they joined in April, May, June, or even December. what you pay them for the year, add it up, and report it accordingly. Then for those that resigned also, you calculate what you paid them for the year and also report same. But your report must get to the revenue on or before 31st January 2021. That's for this year. The subsequent year should be you file it in the subsequent year on or before 31st January. So we assume that you already know that a month payroll, if I'm going to do it using Excel, I'll consolidate all by bringing everything on a tab, on a single Excel file, month by month, then later add them up in a way that I will use what we call pivot table to merge them together. Now, when you finish merging, you'll have some, let me see if I can give you one of the reports or how it looks like. So it's a very lovely report. Let's see, stop sharing. Share this so you see what I'm talking about. It's very easy. Those days used to be, we used to file it manually, but now it's electronic. So we need to pay attention so that we do it together. Good. So this is the Excel file that you need to populate. The first column here should contain the surname. Let me see if I can zoom it. The surname. After the surname, you have the first name, middle name, designation, nationality, number of months the staff works for, then development levy. Development levy is 100 naira per staff. Then the gross income, the gross summation of basic housing, transport, all the allowances you pay the staff. Sum it up and put them there. So staff by staff. So you do them each staff. You list out your staff, the names of your staff here on this column, and then you provide all the details. Or using Excel together with the phone numbers, taxpayer ID, the tax card, the ID on the ID code on the tax card. List them using this column. Then staff phone number and email. Now this file, although it's an Excel file, is also known as CSV file. So you need to save it in a CSV format before upload. We'll get to the point where it will show you where it is uploaded. But for now, this is the format. Now, you need to religiously follow this format. Using a few Excel formulas, it will be easy for you to do. Likewise, other returns that you're expected to file as well, like the withholding tax returns, the projection, and the schedule of payments that you made. So let me see if I can show you sample. That's the template in line with what the government wants us to do. For the withholding tax, this is what you need to provide. Date of payments, amount paid, period of payments, receipt number, type of withholding tax. That the type that is it for rent, is it for consultancy service, whatever, you list them. But it's not in this format. It's but these are the requirements. Next item is schedule of payments. Now, this schedule will show receipts, same as the others. You just need to follow the requirements religiously. Let me zoom in so you see what I'm talking about. Now, date of payment, amount paid, receipt number, and payment period of payment. So you need to list them out. So for instance, if you, for all the pay tax payments you made, the date of payment, the amount paid, the receipt number, which is at the top of the receipt, and these receipts, you can actually get it from the portal if you are in Lagos. For other states, I don't know, the other states have their different styles, but for Lagos, you can get it on the portal directly. Period of payment. So this, you fill it out and save it in an CSV format as well. Okay, so we are going to show you where it's done. So just one sec. Emphasis right now is for filing of returns, but we will entertain any other question within, so that we can carefully handle these tax issues, so that now, for you to be able to file your returns, especially from Lagos State side, you need to look at this URL. This URL, etax.lirs.net/login. Now, if you copy this and paste on your browser, you'll see that it will take you to a window or a page that looks like this. Now, if you zoom this aspect, which is the window, login window, it will take you closer to a window like this. Now, this window, you need to have your taxpayer ID and login details before you'll be able to access it. So that brings me to how you need to register because without registration, you will not be able to get your login codes. For you to register as a new company, as a new taxpayer, you need to provide this information, this list of information to the revenue. Write it on your letterhead paper, provide them. You can attach your CAC document if it's a business name or a limited liability company. Provide all this information. I mean, company name, RC number, taxpayer ID, company address, sector, if you're in the upstream sector, if you're in manufacturing, state so. Contact person, could be the accountant, the managing director, general manager, whoever you think is your point man. Put his contact there, phone number, email address, and send it. And it take about a week or less for them to send you an email containing your username, your login details. Now, when you get that, you come to this window and log in. You log in with your username and password. Then, as soon as you do that, it will take you to the next window. Please, for confidentiality's sake, I had to blot out some of this information because they are from live data or data source. So now, this is how the window will look like if you open it up. This window here is for payment, or this icon here is for payment. We'll look at it later. Then this is for the returns. So when I mean payment, I mean if you want to extract your receipt of payments, you can quickly go to payment here. All those remittance you've made, you get the receipts from the portal, from the LRS portal. Now, other states may have their own variation, but this is how it is for Lagos State. Then, if you want to file the returns, use this window. So the next slide will zoom it in a bit. So this is what I'm talking about. This is payments, and the return. So under the returns, if you open up this payment window, at the left-hand side, you'll see a printer icon. That printer icon will help you generate the various receipts. The description of the payments will be there. I did not include it here because it will display another entity's details, which if it's your company, I'm sure you will not want me to do that. So that's why I got this, but I can describe what you will see there. When you open it up, for withholding tax receipts, you see withholding tax clearly written there, and you can generate the receipt there by clicking the printer icon at the right-hand side of the window. Likewise, for the payee tax, you can also do the same. Click the printer option at the right-hand side. You can generate them yourself from your office. Now, when you go, if you want to now file your returns, you click on the return window here. This window will open up in this format. So if you look closely, you will see that you have options to file your schedule. This schedule is schedule of payment. So if you've generated your receipt using the receipt of payment using the payment window, you then come down to this schedule to list them using the schedule, the templates given. So you use this schedule to, I've shown you the sample earlier. So use it to list out the receipt number, the date of payment, the purpose of payment, things like that. So you list them out. Then the next option here is annual returns. This annual return is the one you file for the payee tax remittances made from January to December. So you use this to file list of staff designation, gross salary, phone number, email address, whatever. You use this window to file that. Then you have projection. Projection is the estimated salaries you pay your staff. So for instance, you can use any of the last month, say November payroll, if your staff did not resign. You now project it and assume that they are going to be in employment for the next year. So you report that too using this template. I'll show you how to get the template there. This is the window to get the template, so you know that. Now, withholding tax also, this for the withholding tax that you deducted and remitted. So use this report or this template to this window to get the template where you file it from. The next slide. Now, if you look closely here, you see I picked a sample here. This sample is schedule return. Now, look closely. Right here, there's a template there. If you click this template, it will drop down like an Excel file downloaded to your computer. Now, that Excel file is similar to the ones I showed you earlier. So what I mean is this. Let me see if I can generate it again. Sorry. Yeah, all these schedules, although I change the format, it will come in this form. Let me copy special. To come in this format, I want to, it will come this way. This is how the withholding tax template will look like. So if you download the template, it will come in this format. So it's your duty to populate the data below. So the date here, the amount, the period of payment, receipt number. Receipt number is on top of the receipt, the right-hand corner, top corner of the receipt. The withholding tax type. So quickly you upload it, and the system will accept it. Now let me go back to the slide so I show you where to. Look closely here. You can see that you can choose a file to upload. So once you choose a file, you then submit. It will accept the file. So each of the returns that you want to file, you pick them, you come to this point, and then upload. So we're just using this as samples. These annual returns. Do the same thing. This is the template. Pick it up in CSV format, and then upload. Same thing with the schedule of payments. So these are the returns for schedule of payment, annual returns, projection. This projection is payroll, estimated payroll for subsequent period, withholding tax, and that's it. So you already know that most of the things regarding taxes, you already know. So I want to know if you have any questions now. We can take that. But with regards to filing of returns, those are the 4 returns that you need to file, and those are the steps to file them. So we would like to entertain your questions now. Starting from the ones on the box, let me see. Yes, so we have so many questions already, or comments. Let me see. Can we see? $86. Okay, someone wants us to refresh on the computation of tax. You want our website? Our website address is Riverdale Professionals. RiverdaleProfessionals.com. We will send it along with the slides in the mail that you get. We also have so many social media handles. We just launched Riverdale Television. So our videos will be going live on the television shortly. Yes, we'll give you the presentation material. Yes, thanks, Feyi, for that. So if you look at the chat box, you'll see our social media handles. Someone is asking, please, the staff need to have tax ID before the company can file the pay tax returns? No, but you need to make sure it's better for you to get the tax ID for everyone so that their tax can be applied to their name. It will help you when you're trying to file for the tax card if you have their names already on the returns. So is there a shortfall in pay? If there's a shortfall in pay with projection due to downside, let me see. Am I getting it right? Oh my God, this isn't much. 80-something messages. If there's a shortfall, this is allow me. If there's a shortfall with projection due to downside or on workforce, what should I do? Now, if there's at the point when you are filing it, it's a projection now. If you have that information already, you file with what you have as the real statistics. But you see, it's possible that after filing now in January, around May, your company downsides. Okay, so what that means is projection is still projection, so it's different from the actual. Those of us that have filed last year via same medium, we need to. Victor is asking if those of them that have filed with the same portal, if they need to register again. No, you don't need to register again. If you've registered before, you don't need to register again. You need to use the same portal to upload, but make sure you upload before the close of business on 31st January 2021. If Patricia is saying, if yes, how do we? Okay, please, do staff need to have tax ID? Okay, no, I've answered that already. Ezuga Onyemachi is saying, is there a change in the PIT rate as personal income tax rate in the Finance Act? No, there's no change. However, there's a clause there that states that those Nigerians earning from 30,000 naira below are now exempted from the personal income tax. That's the clause. So if you have employees that earn minimum wage down, they are exempted from personal income tax, with regards to reference to the Finance Act. So what's the difference between? Rotimi is saying, what is the difference between return filed with CAC and that of the IFRS and LRS? Okay, good. Returns. All these entities, all these regulatory bodies demand for one form of return or the other. LRS returns or the state revenue returns has to do with your payroll, pay tax. So if you are paying your payroll tax, you need to report to the government to let them know that you paid completely. Now, there's a penalty for not filing these returns. That's why there's need to sensitize members so that they don't fall victim. If you don't file, you'll pay heavily, even though you've remitted your pay tax. So please endeavor to file so it will be easy to manage. If it's going to be too much trouble for you to manage, then outsource it to a tax consultant. We are here to help if you can. If it's too cumbersome, first send us a mail and we'll help. Okay, I'm trying to get more questions. Somebody's saying that we should run through the pay tax computation. We will do that. We'll do that briefly so that you can get it. So what's the difference between in computation? There's no business premises and development levy. In your computation, there is no business premises and development levy. When you are filing your returns, at the end of the period, you need to put development levy. If you remember when I opened up the returns, that's the annual returns for LRS, there's a cell for development levy, which is 100 naira. You also need to pay business premises levy, which is 10,000 naira for the first time. Then for subsequent years, you'll be paying 5,000 naira per year. So you need to do that at the end of the period, the year. So if there's a shortfall in pay, with projection due to, okay, we've done that. Thank you for information. Okay, so let me pick more questions. We had over 86, so I might not be able to attend to all of it. But I need to, somebody asked a cogent question here that we should show how to compute payee tax. Now, we'll demonstrate it with one sample, then we'll roll it out. So from there, we expect that you should be able to understand it. Then with that template I showed you earlier, which we can also play with, you can populate many more stuff, and then it will calculate it automatically for you. Yeah, somebody said we should talk about direct assessment and self-assessment. Yes, I think I'll have to do that as well. Thank you for that pointer. How can we obtain last training? Someone is saying, how can we obtain the last training on payroll? Oh, okay. We will need to send it out again. I thought we sent out the email. So you can send a mail to trainings@riverdaleprofessionals.com. We will follow it up with an email. Yeah, somebody saying that the system is not accepting. That's a Oloko Amos saying that the system is not accepting his file format, file. That's why using the download from the portal. Now, Mr. Amos, I suspect that the file format you see, most people would assume that the CSV file is Excel, so they will not know that it's slightly different. You need to save as, use the save as option and change it to CSV and attempt to upload it. Now, if it doesn't work, please visit the nearest LRS office. Go there for guidance. At least do that before 31st January. Now, direct assessment, I will talk about that briefly too. So two things to talk about: the payroll template and the direct assessment. Someone saying, does capital allowance relate to business name or PIT? Business name or PIT? Capital allowance has to do with computation of when you are doing your business tax computations, and you, instead of, for tax purpose, depreciation is not allowed. So instead of depreciation, capital allowance is used to replace depreciation. So that's how capital allowance fits into the computation of that. So it's used to replace depreciation. Okay, so let me quickly talk about the self-assessment. It's a very, very key question here. Thank you for bringing that up. Let me go to that self-assessment. Now, this form, we will send it to you. We'll send the soft copy to you. This form is self-explanatory. It's used for the self-assessment. Now, you need to, owners of businesses, self-employed individuals need to use this to file their returns. Now, they need to file this before 31st March of the subsequent year. So they need to, for example, fill out your name in full, first name, middle name, your title, all those information, fill them out. Then you get down here, you see the information. Now, there's a part which you need to disclose your income. So let me see if I can zoom this part so you see clearly. Yes, I should be able to zoom it. Excellent. Now, this part is key. Now, what they are saying here, what the revenue is saying is that Mr. Employer or managing director of the company or self-employed individual use this sheet to assess yourself. So he would then pick this and say, okay, item 1 here, income from trades, business, profession, vocational, vocation, you put that value here. Income from employment, you put the value there. Salary, commission, bonus, put the value here. Allowances, personal pension from, annuity, gratuity, put all the figures there. Income received in or brought into Nigeria from all sources. You know, if you are earning money from abroad, put the figure there. Aggregate income, sum all of them. Now, dividends from Nigerian companies other than dividends. Interest, put the figure there. Rent, income. So you see, when you add all this, if you already have a withholding tax credit note, you also bring it forward because you're going to deduct it. Now, see, if you go forward, the form is in 3 parts, in 3 pages. Let me see. See, this 4th one now helps to explain something. Now, this is declaration, the fourth sheet. But the key parts, the parts that you need to populate, they're all the first one, page 1, page 2, page 3. Now, here you sum up your total income and put it there. Then you can do your computation. Your computation is sum up your total income, then you apply the reliefs just the way it is done for the employee. The same computation. The same computation, you apply all the reliefs, 200,000, the lower of 200,000 or 1% of gross, then plus 20% of gross. That's the relief. Then you move forward. We're going to demonstrate it though. So just note that the rules are just the same. It's just a pattern of reporting and that is different. So, but the self-employed people receive more income from different places. So the sheet takes care of all the sources of income. So that's why it was made separate. If not, the computation, the same thing. The formula, the tax table is the same. So you have other details that you need to disclose here. But if you don't have them, move on. Then you declare, I, Mr. Lagbaja, hereby declare that information supplied is this. Now, when you submit this and you pay according to the amount that you've estimated or you've assessed yourself, the revenue can review your document, and they might be satisfied with what you've disclosed. Or if they have other information that you did not disclose, they will tell you those information and then charge you more tax. Then you pay the difference between what you've paid before and what you should have paid. So basically, that's how that operates. So let me see. The next item we want to talk about is computation of payee tax. Is a question which we addressed last time, but I think it's not out of place to look at it again so that we'll all be firebrand accountants. Let's see. Excellent. So now on this payroll template, which I will send to you, we have a sheet called sample payee computation. This is an individual. We picked one fellow, just one man. These are his allowances: basic salary, housing, transport, medical. Let me zoom in so that we can see it clearly. Excellent. So these are his allowances, salaries and allowances, total that. I want to zoom it so that it's comfortable for me to also see. Now, when you get all this, assume that this is your salary, your own payslip. And so this should be special duty. Let me just call it special duty. Special duty allowance. So you now have all this summed up, and this will now be your gross pay. You want to calculate your pay tax. So the law is saying that that's in line with the Personal Income Tax Act as amended, okay, that you should first take off the higher of 200,000 or 1% of gross. So if you look at 1% of this figure, which is the gross, is equals to one this times 1%, 58,000. Now, 58,000 and 200,000, you know that 200,000 is higher. So we are going to take 200,000 instead of 58,000. Then you then add 20% of your gross, meaning 20% of this amount. So if you apply 20%, this figure times 20%, see, that is the same as this figure. So that is what we did. We'll sum up. So if you have other allowances or reliefs, you have something like pension. Now, the pension that the employee paid, you know, your employer deducts the pension, your own share of pension, which is 8% of basic housing and transport. Now, if they deduct more, they'll also use that higher figure. But most organizations go with basic housing and transport. So you have 8% of this figure. Remember that you are at liberty to go higher than 8%. So now this is it. Then if you have other items that are allowed, because for example, the sixth schedule of the Act allows for some more deduction. So I will show you the full list later. Let's finish with computation. So you sum up these two to have this value, consolidated allowance. So you can call it consolidated relief allowance, CRA. So then you add pension, whatever you get, if you add the two, you're going to arrive at this number here, which is the total allowance. Now, this total allowance is tax-free. That's what we are trying to aim at. We're trying to reduce your gross here by the tax-free allowance. So this is the tax-free allowance now. So this your gross minus your tax-free allowance will now give you a taxable income. Now this taxable income will then be subjected to the tax table. Now this is the tax table. The first 300,000 of this amount will be taxed at 7%. The next 300,000 of this amount will be taxed at 11%. Next 500,000 of this amount will be taxed at 15%. The next 500,000 of the same amount will be taxed at 19%. Then the next 1.6 million of this same amount will be taxed. You know, you'll be reducing it as you are. You'll be checking to make sure that you've not over applied the rate, because if, for instance, you applied these first two rates and you had nothing to apply, that's the figure is less than, say, 600,000, or yeah, 600, which is 300 plus 300. It means that you will not apply 500. You will not apply these two. Okay, so you need to make sure as you are applying, you are deducting so that you know what is left. So let's assume this amount was 700,000. So what it means is that the first 300,000 of 700,000 will be taxed at 7%. The next 300,000 of that 700,000 will be taxed at 11%. Then the next 100,000, which is 700 minus 600 minus 300 and 300 here, which is 600, will be 100. That 100 will be taxed at 15% because it falls under this bracket. Then you sum up all to arrive at your annual tax. And that annual tax will then be shared into 12 months, divided by 12, to arrive at your monthly tax. So that monthly tax is what your employer will deduct. However, there's this rule, minimum tax rule. What the minimum tax rule was saying then, but you now know that it's still subject to Finance Act, was that if this your minimum, if your tax, your annual tax is below the minimum tax, you'll be forced to pay the minimum tax. What I mean is, this minimum tax is 1% of the gross, your gross. So your tax should not be less than 1% of your gross. That's what the law is saying. But now we now have another one that says, even if this applies and your annual income is less than minimum wage, which is 30,000, you are exempted from even this minimum tax. So that is how we calculate it for a single individual. Now, but most organizations have over 100 staff, 50 staff. I don't know how many your organization have. You cannot be calculating this one by one. That's why we now develop a template which some people have automated beyond this, but as this one is Excel file. This Excel file comes with annual tax computation, annual payroll. From annual payroll, it rolls to the monthly. From the monthly, it rolls to your bank advice sheet. That's the one that the letter you send to your bank, that's the covering letter you send to your bank. Now, this covering letter that you send to your bank, your bankers will use it to pay to credit the staff account. Now, the staff, when they need the pay slip, you give them this pay slip. You see, so same from this annual, it rolls into all these. And other schedules like the pension schedule is there, the pay tax schedule is there, the NSITF schedule is also there. So you can customize it. So the control here, you should customize it from the annual sheet. So once you populate the information from this annual sheet, it will roll into the other ones. So if you figure it from there, you know what I mean. So this annual sheet should carry as much details as possible. For example, if you have the staff surname and the rest, so you unhide there and put the information there. If you have the bank account details of staff, you put it there. You have the PFA, that's the pension administrators. You have the pension PIN. Put all the information there so that it will be easy to report. So if you look at the base of your payslip here, it comes with some of these key information like your bankers, the account number, the PFA, and the PIN, pension PIN. So the staff will go happy. Then you can put your company logo somewhere here if you feel like, instead of having the name Queen and Queen, you can put your company logo there. So it's up to you. So I believe that with this, we've been able to address the two key items, which is the pension, the self-assessment, direct assessment. I told you that under direct assessment, you have a form. I also told you that when you calculate your tax and remit, the government can reject what can come with a revised assessment and ask you for more money. So let me take a look at more questions again, if there's any more questions, please. Please, Pam, Mr. Akintola, you need to send any person that needs, let's say you need further clarification that we could not give right now, or we did not see, because the number of questions here, there are loads of. Someone talked about expatriates here. Expatriates. Now, the expatriates tax, they also fall in line with the our payee tax rules, but it has some additional, which one needs to explain a little. I did explain last time that your expatriate in Lagos State, for instance, is what they call deemed income. What they mean is, someone, for instance, from UK cannot leave UK and come to Nigeria and earn below a certain amount. That's an assumption. Now, if that assumption is not true, you need to demonstrate that. You need to prove it. And in proving it, you need to produce so many documents like the pay slip, bank statements, immigration returns, so many other things that you need to provide. So for real, because sometimes it could go beyond the usual off-the-shelf solution that we'll give. So I'll recommend, if you have a messy or you have a tough issue, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to assist. We'll be glad to assist. Now, for self-assessment, expatriate self-assessment, same rule. They can file their self-assessment form, and just like the same form that we gave you. So it's populated with all details, so that you clearly know, the revenue will know how much tax they need to deduct from you, and based on the facts that you presented. I am trying to get, there are so many questions here. If expatriates are paid in dollars too, charge them their tax in dollars too. So somebody said he's completely lost. Okay, please, I would love to find you, but I think I would recommend that you watch through the video when it's released, or alternatively, you send us a direct email, because we've said a lot and I don't know where to start from right now. So our email remains trainings, there's an S at the end of trainings, at Riverdale Professionals, there's an S at the end of professionals.com. So you send us a mail, direct mails. Please let your questions be bullet points. If you write a long essay, it might be tough for us to address. So let your questions come in bullet points so that we can address them one at a time. Now, we are here always to assist, and I think I think we are through for the day. I've looked at most of the questions. They look similar. Now let's take two questions. Can you hands up? If you put your hands up, let's see if we can take audio question from. Now, if your hands up, then we call you, and then we'll pick from. Let's say 5 people. Then we call it a day. Please feel free to send us a mail anytime. For the videos, we'll populate them on the Riverdale Television YouTube channel. We'll share that also to everyone that have subscribed today. So we will be having another training soon, I think on the 26th. That will be Peachtree again. We'll be doing the Peachtree thing, but now it's going to be more detailed, more practical. So we will be sending out the advert as well. So get ready. If you have your Peachtree on your PC, be part of it so that we can enjoy the session together. So my name remains Nnamdi Uti, and this event was sponsored by Riverdale Professionals, professional accountants, auditors, tax managers, business consultants. So feel free to reach us, and I assume we answered most of the questions. If not, please feel free to send us a mail so that we can go straight and attend them. Please remember, when you're sending us a mail, let it be bullet points. Let it be bullet points. For other trainings that we've done in the past, you have them on the YouTube platform. and the materials will be sent to you. So many materials will be sent to you, so take note. I don't know, I just hope when we send these materials, it's not bombard it so that you get so confused. So that's what we need to scan out and take the relevant ones and send. So I can see so many of my people are still logging in. Anyone asking question? I'm not, well. Okay, we have so many hands up now. We have Kingsley. Kingsley, can please, can you unmute yourself and speak? Kingsley, are you having challenge? Can you unmute yourself? Kingsley, go ahead. Kingsley.
Hello.
Kingsley, I can't hear you. Please speak louder.
Hello. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Please, I asked a question on contributory health scheme.
Yes.
If contributory health scheme is being deducted from the employee's salary, is it deductible? Is it part of the allowances that are deductible?
Thank you so much, Kingsley, for that question. I'll show you something now, okay? Because tax has to do with evidence, law. Okay, so let us go to the law. Let's not be answering these things with from top of what. Let's see. Now, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Now, this is 6th schedule. This is an extract of the 6th schedule. So if you have the Personal Income Tax Act as amended, you have tax exempts, okay? You have National Housing Fund, National Health Insurance Scheme, life insurance, pension scheme, gratuity. So you see them here. So whatever you have here is exempt. So what it means is that it will be allowed for the deduction. But you see, most people don't go to the law. They just do these things based on emotion. This is it. So this is what your authority. That's the authority you need to quote when you're doing that. So thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Let's go to Akim Wahid. After Akim, we'll be having Oloko Amos. Akim, why are you not talking? Okay, Amos, go ahead.
Amos, Akim Professor, no.
Amos Oloko.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the training. Sir, I want to ask, in filing of tax return, annual tax return, I have some staff here that I don't have their tax number and the phone number. Can I see upload to the portal? Will portal accept the information?
Now, I recommend that you get it. Why can't you get it? Are they not your staff?
Yeah, they are my staff.
So you should be able to get a phone number, but you might not have the tax ID. So that might be the only area you have challenge, but I think the portal should be able to accept that. But the phone number and the email, you should be able to get it from the staff. Endeavor to get it.
All right, thank you.
The portal will not accept if you duplicate numbers. Let's say you picked 2 phone numbers, somebody you allocate the same phone number, then you see that what you are uploading will be fewer in number.
All right.
Now, Mr. Emmanuel, go ahead. Is Wahid ready? Hakim Wahid. Hakim Wahid.
Yes, I'm ready.
Please speak loud, I can't hear you.
So I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's the penalty for filing of the staff?
You said what?
The penalty after the 1st of January.
See, you are breaking. Penalty for not filing.
Yes, after 31st of January. Return.
500,000. But you see, it is cheaper not to go that way, please. See, you are mixing. I can't see. So that's my answer. Yusuf Sani.
Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, who am I speaking with now?
Yeah, this is Yusuf Sani.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice seeing you one-on-one. I've been following you on the professional accountant at Google Groups.
Okay.
Okay, it's nice seeing you. Thank you very much. Sorry, my question is this on expatriates.
Yes.
I think expatriates, they are supposed to be on the, their taxes are supposed to be remitted to the federal government, or I'm not getting it right, because currently we are trying to have some expatriates within the system, and we are thinking about their tax assessment, how it will be made and remitted. Does it apply to state government or federal government, please?
Good question. Let me start by telling you that expatriates are human beings just like you, and they fall under the Personal Income Tax Act. Now, where they will fall, where an expatriate might be paying to FIRS is where the expatriate is residing in Abuja, FCT. Because FCT, the tax of FCT falls under that's the personal income tax of FCT resident fall under the purview of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Do you understand?
Okay.
So they control that territory, but if they're in Lagos, their paying tax should go to Lagos State.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. You know, Abuja, for example, they have their own IRS. So that's it. So you take care of that. Now, with regards to expatriates, please don't treat them like every other person. It's just that they will need more explanation. Let's go to the next person. We have Omotayosi Ogusanya. After that, Jeremiah Yakubu. Omotayosi, you are not talking.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. Is this Omotayosi?
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. So I just want to ask a question. Paying bribe. I mean, what kind of transaction? Hello.
Please.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So I want to ask something. What kind of transaction can warrant remitted to State Inland Revenue Service? And aside that, whenever we have a withholding tax credit note that is duly remitted, I mean that is applicable to State Inland Revenue Service, can we use it to offset our pay?
Yes. Now, if you've already paid to a state, withholding tax is an advance payment of income tax. Okay.
Yes.
So if on the income that you are disclosing, you have paid the okay. So one of my partner is going to handle the question now. So just listen to it. Over to you.
All right, sir. Shall I talk?
No.
Do I need to talk, sir?
Just hold on.
Okay, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. That question is very interesting. My name is Tony Ayeni.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So it's quite practical and very tricky. That's why I'm interested to address it. Yeah, Inamdi have been trying to actually say it, but again, from practical experience, I'll share with you. Now, the question is that what kind of in a nutshell, you are asking how do you take advantage of withholding taxes under personal income tax, right? Withholding tax
exactly, sir.
Okay,
exactly,
fine.
Sir.
Now, under Personal Income Tax Act, there are two broad categories of taxes, which is payee and self-assessment.
Okay.
Now, your payee is basically to your employees. If you're not an employee, you cannot be exposed to PAYE. I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
Now,
yes,
self-assessment is meant for directors and the owners of business. They are going to be exposed to tax on self-assessment. And in that case, both their salaries, their allowances, their bonus, their whatever, city directors' allowance, everything will be added together and they will be taxed. So if there's any PAYE that have been deducted at source, then you go to back it out, then the net is what I'm going to remit to the state tax office. Now, how do you enjoy your withholding tax credits? PAYE, you cannot enjoy withholding tax credits because withholding tax is only, you remember very clearly, you can only withhold tax on some transactions, not all transactions. Transactions like rent, transactions like dividend, transactions like all relevant transactions relating to withholding taxes, okay? Or say contract and all that. Now, if there is a withholding tax credit that have been, or withholding that have been deducted at source by somebody, and on your self-assessment, you are now being, you are filling your self-assessment, you have evidence of that withholding tax, maybe for instance, say dividend. Of course, you can use it for your self-assessment.
Okay.
Are you getting me now? You can use it to reduce your tax on your assessment, just like the way you are using your, okay, for instance, let's say director ABC, Mr. A is director in company A, also a director in company B, a director in company C. Mr. A has 3 companies, is sitting as a director. Are you following me?
Yes,
now,
sir, yes, I am.
When that Mr. A dividend is paid allowances, they will take withholding tax.
Okay.
Are you following me? When
yes, sir,
they will take withholding tax from his dividend.
Okay.
From those companies. Now, when you are computing, if Mr. A, for instance, is your MD or is your chairman, and you are computing assessment for the year, by the time you put all his aggregate income together, put his salary alongside, the PAYE that he has suffered on monthly basis for the whole year, you will deduct it. Also, you also have to deduct the withholding taxes he has also suffered from those sources of income.
Okay.
Yes, so what you need to do is that you must make sure you ask those companies that deducted his salaries, so that deducted withholding tax as source from his income, to give you withholding tax credit notes. Remit and give you that credit note. Once you have that credit note, you can use it to offset his income tax liability, and the net is what you're going to pay to the state authority.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Now
again, sorry, just again, therefore, for an enterprise as well. If it's an enterprise, it's like maybe a small company that's owned by one man and all that. Now, that one man will also prepare his own self-assessment. And it's possible that his contractors are deducting, or his customers are deducting tax on his income at source. So when you are preparing your account and you are remitting to the state because enterprise as well, they remit to state internal revenue service. So you have to put the deduction as well and use it as an offset against the state. So it's allowed, it's deductible.
Okay, sir.
PAYE alone, for PAYE, if an employee for PAYE, there's no withholding tax credit that you can use to offset your tax because you are an employee. You are not on self-assessment, neither you are an enterprise owner.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, brother.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Yeah, actually, yeah, be my friend. This one is 12 o'clock. What is the time? Okay. Let me join you.
Yeah, hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, be my friend. Right from the period we are writing ICANN. That was 90. Through me, you joined Rotary Club. But in the Rotary Club, we don't close. Nobody even know that we are friends. In our case,
Hello. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. We are calling it a day today. Thank you for your time. This program was sponsored by Riverdale Professional Services, auditors, tax consultants, business advisors, and we are here to assist. So whenever you have email, just shoot us a mail. Whenever you have issues, shoot us a mail at trainings@riverdaleprofessionals.com, and we'll get back to you. So look out for our videos on Riverdale Television. Thank you, and God bless you.
Somebody has a question. Somebody has a question.
Okay, what's the question?
She said, can you ask Elika to ask a question, please? Or Elika?
I did not get that, please.
Elika sent a message that she has a question. He or she has a question.
Okay, good. So can the person speak up then? Who? I see a lot of hands.
If you want to pay us outright, I think
this is another one.
Hello. So who wants to speak again? Is it Okpala?
Yes, it's Okpala.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon.
I want to ask. You know, with the taxpayer ID, you know, can a staff, when he changes company, can he still make use of that payer ID, or does he need to get a fresh one? You know. Thank you.
Do you mean the ID on your card, your tax card?
Yeah, the payer, they call it tax ID.
Yes, you don't need to change it. You don't need to change it. You go with it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you go with it, if you go to the next company, that means you will still make use of it.
Yes.
Okay, you submit it. Yeah.
Just like your pension PIN.
All right. It's okay. All right. Thank you.
Mabel, are you still there?
But I'm muted.
Now, go ahead and talk. I will mute you now.
All right. I have two questions. First, is it right to cut a staff's salary and tax him on half of it and leave the other half untaxed? Two, I need more clarification on what is actually right to do regarding self-assessment and tax on salary as the owner of a school, because I don't understand what I have to benefit or lose. If I am paying myself salary, I'm paying tax on it, and that is it. And as against if I am paying tax as self-assessment, it's been something I need somebody to actually put me through. So I know this thing is for integrity's sake. I need to know the right thing to do and do just that.
Are you going to attend to that, Mr. Ayeni? Okay, let's take next question. We are going to take all of them as once so that we close. Okay. So we've noted you have two questions. Maybe. So, yeah.
One medicine that is disturbing my stomach.
So we have taken that one. So Ola Ogunlola. Ogunlola.
Is there one without this?
I can't think right.
Okay, you can bring the one without this. I'm waiting for this.
Okay. Good one.
Is it reasonable?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, is this Ogunlola?
Yes, Shukaya. Good afternoon.
Even if I talk to him,
hello, good
can he
afternoon.
change things?
Hello, good afternoon. Some of us don't even. Somebody wanted to talk, Oshukaya or something. Joseph Ugumba. Please, have you asked your question? We want to take all the questions once and call it a day.
Okay. Good afternoon, presenter.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
I'm asking on I thank you for the presentation. My question is on the deemed income. First of all, I would like you to explain that deemed income very well. And then from my own experience here, I'm in worry. It's like the revenue, the state revenue here does not actually agree to that. And we like, in fact, doesn't want to distinguish it. And we would like to apply the tax table as it is on the income of the expatriates. So I would like you to throw more light on that.
No, please repeat that question again.
I mean, I would like you to throw more light on the deemed income, which you stated in the course of the presentation. But from my own experience here, the revenue here does not seem to agree with applying what we may term the deemed income, but we would like to apply the whole of the tax table on the expatriate salary. So I would like you to look at that and then throw more light on it so that we now know the right step to take.
Okay, we'll answer that as well. So deemed income, throw more light. So we have Afolabi Jane.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I really appreciate the lecture from our facilitators. May God bless our sponsors in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah, a quick one. My concern with tax clearance that was issued to employees. Yes. I noticed that, I don't know if I can ask such a question on this platform because it's actually a concern to me. Can I do that, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Question relating to our tax clearance. Okay, there's this card that was issued to all employees. I'm sure most of us on this platform have it. My concern is we still can't print our tax clearance certificate from that card. I don't know what the problem is. Anytime we try to throw those questions out to our employers, they keep saying that they don't know what is wrong with that card, that if we need our tax clearance certificate, we just file for it and all that. I really don't know why.
No, repeat that question again, please.
You know this tax clearance card that was issued?
Yes.
With our details printed on the card.
Yes.
We were made to understand that peradventure we need to print our tax clearance certificate and to view all our deductions made so far, that we can print it online with the details on that card.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having challenges getting my tax clearance certificate and to view all the things that have been deducted from my pay so far. I don't know what the problem is. I spoke with our FinCon unit. They said that they don't know what is wrong with that card and why it's not generating that. They've been on it as well. So I don't know what LRS is doing concerning this issue, or if it's peculiar to maybe me alone and my employers alone, or if it's generic. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Kasim Busari. Kasim Busari. Fatai Aremu.
Yeah.
Fatai Aremu.
Let me unmute myself. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
What's the question?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
And you're the last man for today.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Now, the question I just want to ask is in respect of the tax ID and then the tax clearance. I've been in employment since I think 2014, and since then, I don't think I've been privileged to issue or to have access to my taxpayer's ID. Then I don't know how can I get about that, because I think with that I can be able to process or collect my what they call it, the tax clearance. So that is one. Then if at all I have not registered with, what is the process in which I can get that done? And how will I be able to claim those tax that has been remitted on my behalf to the government since? So that is my question. The other question now is that if someone has actually changed maybe the states of a resident, and as a result of that, the person wants to have the tax clearance, which authority will that person liaise with? I don't know. That's the question I want to ask.
You change your state, and you are still saying where will you get the tax card, right? Tax clearance.
Yes, sir.
So where you were in the state of residence at the first of the year.
The first it was in Ondo State, but okay. Now in Lagos State.
So as at the first of the year, you were resident in Ondo State, right?
Yes, sir.
Then let's say it gets to June, you are now in another state.
Yes, sir.
So your state of residence is the first state where you were. So most of these questions are not too techy. So let me start from Joseph Ugumba. That is okay. Joseph Ugumba, you talked about deemed income.
Yeah.
Now, it is not generally applied like you observe. Some states might ignore it, and there's nothing saying that a state must apply it. What they do here in Lagos is that they're trying to say an American, for instance, cannot leave the US and relocate to Nigeria to earn an amount that is below certain threshold. So let's assume an American comes to Nigeria now and say, okay, that his salary is now 30,000 naira per month. The revenue will reject that salary and then apply what they have in their deemed income table. They have, if you look at the table, if the last time I looked at the table, they have it categorized in according to industry, oil industry, the manufacturing, different industry. So now, if your state is comfortable with this disclosure, salary disclosed by the people, of course they will just disregard. Even Lagos, if they are comfortable with the salary disclosed by the staff, they will accept it. Imagine if you disclose a salary that is higher than the deemed income. Of course, the revenue will accept that. They will not query it. It's when it's ridiculously low. That's when they will now bring up the issue of deemed income. Now, I hope I've answered that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome. So, someone talked about the tax card. Now, you are an accountant, most likely. That's why you got our invite. Okay. Now, if your organization is not getting it right, you can find a way to help them to get it right. So it's not easy. So some companies don't embrace IT too quickly. So they need people to help them understand what the issues are and then move on. So feel free to suggest, make recommendations to them so that they can start up. But now with the new Finance Act now, you know that even people below, people earning less than 30,000 are no longer exposed to pay. So those people will also not be troubled by pay tax. Now, some other person said she has not been able to access the data in the tax card. Now that's the government issue. So you need to go to the tax office with your card, that card, and ask those questions. Yeah. Ask them straight. So they will explain, because this transition process comes with its own challenge. I give them, like Lagos, I give them very good thumbs up, because they are trying a lot more than many other states. So that's it. So one of the reasons why we are sharing this is so that we can help our various organizations. Because if you help your organization, every one of us help our organization, and we ask each other, we can cover the gap and encourage compliance. So thank you. Mr. Ayeni, you can go ahead.
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. I don't know if Mabel is still there, so we can address a question. Hello, is Mabel there, please?
Mabel is here.
Okay, so she asked two questions. One is it right to cut or to split salaries into two, for purpose of tax management? Second question is that, as the owner of a school, what is the best way to manage our taxes? Is it going to do a PAYE or something? Number one, whether it's right or not to split your salary for staff into two, is the direct answer. It is not right. All salaries paid should be exposed to tax. So now it now depends on how you structure your payroll, how you structure your employment letter. If in your employment letter strictly states that this as basic housing allowance, all taxable elements, it has to be. The only thing that is not taxable that you can say, okay, is out of the scope is if you have something called reimbursable. And even those reimbursable, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt to the tax office that they're actually reimbursable for the staff. That may not be taxed. Number two, your number two question is, what is it right? What is right for you? How do you do self-assessment or PAYE? Now, I will go straight. As a school owner, what is best for you is self-assessment, because you're a business owner. If you have a salary, your salary will still be taxed based on PAYE. But it is expected of you, you are under obligation as a business owner to file self-assessment the 30th of the following year. 30th of March of the following year. Assessment on your own income as a business owner, because if there are other income that you're making from other areas outside of the school, you need to also disclose it in your self-assessment disclosure. So your ideal filing platform or return platform is self-assessment, not PAYE. PAYE is meant for your staff and not for you. I don't know if I've answered that question. Now you can continue, please. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So thank you so much, Mr. Ayeni.
Okay.
You've answered the question. And for me, those are all the questions. I don't know if we missed out any. If we missed out any, please let us know. Otherwise, we are calling it a day. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank everyone for your time. We look forward to seeing you in the next session, which is on the 26th. On the 6th, we'll be going in, diving in deeper than what we did earlier in Peachtree. because once all our small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and large businesses to computerize their process. Yeah, somebody was still talking. Yeah, who?
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yeah, what's the name, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. So, Mr. Olalekan.
Okay, Olalekan. Yeah, I called you earlier, but I did not hear you. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to call, but the network was off.
You are breaking.
I put this to you, but your friend. So, for this program, somebody already asked, but the manner the question was answered, so it was not that clear. So, what I want to know is just the procedure involved. If somebody wants to get tax clearance card. So, I know there are some organizations which I also have worked for. So, they don't want to always assist staff or get tax card from the revenue. So
it's like we have missed it. Olalekan's network is bad. I think so. Okay, I think he was trying to talk about the problem of having tax card. You see, we cannot summarize everybody or put them under one basket and say this is reason. We need to take them on case-by-case basis. Some organizations wish to comply, but do not know how to do that. Now, they need help. Such ones need to be isolated and supported. There are some that don't have the resources, they don't have the manpower to get that done. So such, we advise them to outsource. Another one is someone that, or an organization that don't want to comply at all. Now, that's a different case. And if you see them also, you isolate them. But you cannot quickly summarize without having an engagement with the business owners to know why the peculiarities around their own situation. So it's always best to get the two-way side before we conclude. So thank you very much. I think I need to know, I think we've answered all the questions so that we close. We've spent more than our budget as of time. Thank you. Please send us a mail if you still have questions so that we can take it from there. Enjoy afternoon. And goodbye from all of us from Riverdale Professional Services.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.